Hello, my name is William, and I'm a double major in computer science and physics. And today I want to talk to you about intercultural communication and specifically the cultures within certain fields. More specifically, science communication and how that field's culture can be bridged with the public through science communication. And firstly, I want to explain why this is necessary. So, in modern society, we have vastly increased standards of living. I wrote this part of my speech at 10,000 metres above the ground, and that I think the public should be informed of how these feats are made possible by the scientific method. How do we bridge the gaps between me, who's interested in atomic structure, and the general public who, generalising here, maybe aren't? And how do we bridge these gaps? And indeed, should we? So my answer to that would be absolutely, because it's critical to our future. Science works on models. If a hypothesis successfully predicts a body of observed data, that's what we call a theory, and then that theory is used to predict future data. For example, we know that in 1,000 years the moon will still orbit the Earth because we have a theory of gravity. We also know that it will be a little bit further away than it is now because of the energy lost due to tidal friction. So these methods have vastly improved quality of life and have revealed the interconnected nature of the Earth and indeed the entire universe, and how actions from individuals can be felt in different countries, nations, across the globe by everyone else. The atmosphere does not go through border control, and nations are a pretty human construct. I mean, there's no borders in that photo. Having revealed these things, I think the science can bridge the gap between our more traditional views of culture and our traditional views of culture, because we can acknowledge that we are one species on one rock orbiting one star in one of possibly infinitely many galaxies. Knowing this, we're not also different. So how do we do this? How do we bridge this divide? How do we do science communication? Well, there's a few different methods that could be used. First, I want to go into stars. So quickly, stars, essentially at the end of their life, they expand and become a red giant, and then the core collapses and they essentially explode in a supernova. And Chinese astronomers observed a supernova in 1054, and this is what it looks like today. This is the Crab Nebula, and this is those outer layers expanding out into space from the now long gone supernova, which happened somewhere in the middle. This is a supernova remnant. So we can use stunning pictures like this as one of the methods. Another method is animation. So this that's fear. Come back. That's fear. It sort of crashes into the Earth, and that's what forms the moon. We can also do physical demonstrations, and such as me crashing apples into each other to demonstrate this, or something like that. And the point is, all these methods can work in different areas, and combinations of these methods can be used together and should be used together to bring a coherent picture of our universe and explain those to common people. And I'm over my 5 minutes. And the scientific method is the best way we know of to find objective truth. With this method, in a few short centuries, we've gone from geocentrism to flying people to the moon. And in summary, the public's knowledge of how this works is critical to our future and continued technological and societal progress. Thank you for listening.